Good afternoon. I think we're going to start. It's almost 3 o'clock. If you leave your assignment, please raise up your hand. First of all, can we have the books? For those who wrote the books. Today we're going to focus on creativity, command, community. And that's because of something that happened in our space called Nigeria. And the reason why we have to talk about this is because of community what? Safety. Now, some of you will be wondering why creativity, command, community. Yes, creativity commands community because the reason why you are creative is because you want to sustain peace, unity, and harmony in your community. So, in this class, under creativity and design, is our 6th class here, and it's a practical day, so we're going to revert to the assignment that I gave you. But before we do that, I will quickly run through this because of the issue going on. So creativity command community. Everybody that is human in any space is filled with creative ability. You have ability to create. And when you create command, laws, regulations, all those are out of creativity. And the laws that you create out of creativity, they govern our way of behavior, they even affect our intelligence, and they affect what? Our emotions. Today, I want you to realize that somebody in the creative sector who is very popular among you, who is perhaps a youth like you, Davido, sadly lost a very handsome, promising boy to what's not supposed to be at all. That is, if you look at the intelligence of the news that is coming out that the boy drowned, that's not a good news. How many of you know that drowning is torture? If you know that drowning is torture, raise up your hand. Drowning is not an accident. It is torture. More so if it occurs in a controlled environment. A house is a controlled environment that is filled with people who are creative in nature. And they say once bitten, yes. But in this case, we've had the same scenario occur in the creative space, at least of Nigeria, before. With who? The band. Now, you can't tell me you people are students of creativity and design, and Nigeria, at least if you don't like it or like it, you should like where you came from. Nigeria will lose, the first one was a female, right? Okay. Nigeria will lose the first child to a swimming pool that is supposed to be things of what? Luxury. It's not necessity. It's a thing of luxury. So we've not lost in that creative sector, we've lost the second child to things of what? Luxury. And when a child dies in a swimming pool, that is not death. That is what? That is what? Torture. If you say I'm lying, take a bucket of water and stick your head inside that water for just 2 seconds. So you can imagine a child crying. And meanwhile, the parents are happy in another space, but their money could not guarantee them safety in their own space. That means we are not doing our job in this class. Because the two subjects belong to this space called what? I'm wrong, raise up your hand. If you don't like to hear the truth, tell me they don't belong to this creativity. Now, that's the reason why we're going to talk about creativity command community, because you today, you are going to create the command for every rich person in the world that bought things of luxury called swimming pool to save what? Child mortality. Everybody say child mortality. You see, what you have to factor in is this. The reason why you heard about the bank zone and the video zone is because they belong to the space of creativity. There's a lot of rich people whose children have died you did not hear about from the same incident. Because they don't what? Belong to the space of creativity. So, what we are going to do today, and I want you to please pay attention to this, because if you do, you are going to prevent another one. See, we have one, we have two. We don't want this one to occur. And you know what you are going to design. I will give you the assignment to do that. What you are going to design will be purely on common sense. And the common sense, I'm going to lay the foundation for you. If you have money to buy a swimming pool, you should know that a swimming pool that is within a controlled environment of anybody who have a child is a threat to the life of the children. That is common sense. You don't need education for that. Because a swimming pool, that is why it's called pool. What's the meaning of pool? It has force. It's like you buy a transformer, put it inside your yard, and then you tell your child, don't ever play with transformer. Where does the energy in the transformer coming from? It's coming from water. Oh. So if you don't have that consciousness and this truth, see, listen, most of you who are mothers, you are not paying attention now. Until it happens to you, you will not start running to church. But you did not know that a pool and a transformer have the same source of force. So you torture a child and you are laughing. That is not good. This is not supposed to be a moment to laugh. It's a moment to actually stand up for 1 minute as students of creativity and design and say we should reject that behavior of losing Nigerian children to what? Who is going to join me in that? You will understand. Relax, please. Let's see here. See, listen. The reason why I'm saying this is because if you have a swimming pool, you should do what? You should have safety. You must buy safety with the swimming pool because you are buying something that can kill you, the nanny, and every other caretaker for that baby because you are not at home. And you have to remember, in the world we live in today, money does not guarantee you security and what? And life. As a matter of fact, the more money you have, the more you are at risk. If you don't know that as a student of creativity, then I'm not teaching you what you're supposed to know. This class is not because you want to draw graphics or you want to use Photoshop. No! It's about you because you are designed. Did they use Photoshop to give back to you? So what's your problem? So we lost the first child in the space of creativity. We've lost the second child in the space of creativity. And you say you don't understand. What the video and demand belong to the space of creativity. That is what fuels them. It is our fault. And that means we lack what is called common sense in our behavior. I can't be blaming somebody I paid to take care of my children when I'm the one that bought the swimming pool with my money. I should have thought about it that when you go to a beach, you have a lifeguard to watch the people at the water. When you buy a swimming pool in your house, That means when they were buying the swimming pool, nobody told them, if you buy swimming pool and you have children at home, you must have safety what? Precautions. So it is you that will design the product to start teaching our Nigerian rich men that swimming pool is a luxury, but it can take life. Because they don't know that. And the evidence is the loss of those two children. That is why this class is available. This class is not available because you want to use Photoshop to create a product for Coca-Cola and put on websites. That's not the sole purpose. The creator that created you used creativity and design to create you, and at the end he said, yes, it was beautiful. It's beautiful because there are safety precautions that is embedded in you as an individual out of creativity and design. Every one of us can make a mistake. But we should be able to have the courage to learn from what? Our mistakes. This is a problem in the creative sector. And if this class does not address that global problem, we are not doing our job. That is why, if you remember the first assignment I gave to you, I said identify a global problem and find the solution to it. Now, you will have to even, let me just tell you now, imagine in this class, you had come up with something like this. Just like a big signboard. And you write, fools, how forces that can kill your child. Or you buy it and put it by the swimming pool. Somebody will buy it because they become victim of that. Am I lying? But there are creative ways of putting this along with the swimming pool when people are buying it. That means it is not available. Because if it's available, it will have prevented the two tragedy. That's the truth. There's no other truth to that. It's a global truth. And it's not just swimming pool. It applies to a lot of things. And that is why I will quickly rush through what will make you to prevent this under creativity, command, community. Creativity, command, community. And please write it down if you are listening. Mind. Your mind is a creative engine that can bring about positive changes and negative changes in any direction. Now, what you need, once you have a mind, which all of you do, is that you need to have the consciousness that you have creative ability that can take life and restore life and sustain life. Those three. Creativity can do that. Now, I want you to also remember that just like we have fertilizers that grow our corn, our oranges, our yam, we put fertilizer so that it can grow, right? We also have digital fertilizer to help us retain the type of information we have on the digital space, including the internet. That fertilizer, that digital fertilizer in the digital space is called what? Consciousness. Everybody write it down. Digital fertilizer is called what? Consciousness. That digital fertilizer is what led to lack of safety in our community today. Because we are not using consciousness to communicate in a better direction when we use creativity. And anything you create will lead to command. If you remember the first class I did here, I told you that anything written is a command. When you hear music, it's full of command. I'm giving you an example of Buga. So please, I want you to also understand that once you now have the consciousness to create in a better direction, you will start to create space. So that leads us to space intelligence. There's digital space intelligence, there's human space intelligence, there's animal space intelligence, and so on. There's a lot of space intelligence. And understanding space intelligence will help you prevent tragedies, unrest in our community. It's only creativity that can teach you that. Now, once you have space intelligence, that if I want to create anything, if I want to do anything, I need space. The space will be created because you're thinking about it. That is why your mind is creativity. Now, once you create the space for whatever you want to create or design, the next thing will follow once you get to that space. You need the number one tool, and that number one tool is perseverance. Perseverance is the number one tool in creativity and design. Because once you have the space to create, the next thing is to watch out. Okay, I want to create a swimming pool. The swimming pool will now wake up your mind to the two types of what we call the forces of mind. And today I want to introduce you to mind the maker and mind the user. You see, the man that makes the car can never be the best driver. It is impossible. It is impossible. Any product you make, the users will do something better with that product that will lead to another product. They will continue the mind of the maker to create. Now, remember somebody made swimming pool. We are supposed to expect something good, which is not all of their fault. But this fault has resulted to the death of somebody we care for in our community. We are talking about it. That is what creativity is for, in a better direction. Now you create the solution with that same creativity, so that every swimming pool in Nigeria must, you create command. You create the command. You create the product that will save the children from this news. The news that we want to hear on social media is not the death of anybody in this creative environment or space, or outside of this environment or space, that their children are dying. Even if you are a negative person, that is not a good news. And if this class does not wake your consciousness that it is your responsibility to start now, where's Joy? Is Joy in this class? Okay, she's late today. Okay. Now, she came to me and said she wants to start writing. She wants to start creating content on the internet. And the first thing she said, give me a direction on types of content. I said, in Nigeria, we don't have people talking about family issues as content on social media. The family issues they talk about might be sex, because it's popular by demand, and other things as to fashion and stuff. But this one we're talking about, creativity, command, community, are now using all of this and say, how do we prevent this? And then presenting solutions, and then designing the solution to become product. It's not really available. Yes, it is not available. As a matter of fact, if you don't take time now, they will start bringing out content, which has started this morning already. And it will be propaganda content just to make money out of the death of this body. Some people are already doing that right now. They are not talking about how to prevent another one from happening. No. They will go and create a propaganda video just for you to read so that they can have what? Viewers. Subscribers. Is that solution? That's not the solution. That one they're just thinking about what YouTube will go and use. If you make money from using the video strategy to make money, YouTube eventually, because of law of karma, you eventually will go and buy. If you don't buy a swimming pool, maybe you will go and buy a transformer and put inside your yard. And when you teach your child, you say, oh, the video you are even not, it's a swimming pool. This is not the kind of news we want to hear in our space. That is why you must have the mind to open your mind to this common sense. That any product you create out of creativity and design, you must factor in the user's mind. You must factor in the user's mind, because in your process of creating any product, you must make sure that safety is guaranteed. At least to the best possible way, because of children, uneducated people, and so on. Don't just create a product because people need it. Create a product with the mind that, and I gave you a point to guide you in anything you are creating. Day by day, page by page, I'm writing. Day by day, I'm creating. And yes, today I'm happy. Anything you do, if you don't achieve happiness, that is, you're not supposed to be involved in that thing. It's a waste of time. That's what we're saying. should I have a child that is God-given, that money cannot buy, and I will go and buy something that will kill the child, and I will still come out to be able to say something to people who are listening to me? What do I have to say to them? Anything I say to them, they too, they will go and behave the way I'm behaving. That is not the purpose of creativity and design. Because we know what the English people have said under common sense. They say it's common sense, it's not common. And the British also said that when you see something happening, persevere, learn from it. That is why perseverance is the best tool in what? For creativity and design. Once you have the space to create, you have to start observing. In the process of observing, you are learning. As you are learning, you are now looking at solutions. As you are looking at solutions, ideas will be coming to a problem. And then you now create a niche market for yourself. I say, this is the area I want to focus on. Don't start big. Start small and grow big. So when you now have that perseverance as tool, the next thing, you will see things will start connecting and working together for you. You will start to create in a better direction. So, create safety tools. Okay, so here's the assignment. I want you to write this down. Please, this assignment, I will really need to see it. Because there's something I want to do with it. Globally. The assignment under Creativity Commands Community, create safety tools and command for swimming pool owners and users to prevent infant mortality among the rich. That's the assignment. Yes. That is the assignment. Okay. The assignment is create safety tools and commands for swimming pool owners and users to prevent infant mortality among the rich. Yes. That's the assignment. Now, also, we're going to proceed to our assignment of last week because this particular class is already done. I've made my points really clear. I have something I left here. So, today is a practical class. And let me just give you something, please.